There is a reason so many people feel empty, not because they lack talent, opportunity, or ambition, but because they are searching for something bigger while ignoring what is right in front of them. The modern world has trained us to believe that only big things matter. Big achievements, big recognition, big impact. We are told that our lives only have value if they are visible, if they are extraordinary in the eyes of others. And so we wait. We wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect version of ourselves. But while we wait, life passes by, and in that waiting, we begin to believe that the small things are meaningless. But they are not. In fact, they are everything. Centuries of wisdom can be condensed into a single line spoken by Mother Teresa. Do small things with great love. This is not poetry. It is a correction to the way most of us are living. Your life is not built in grand moments. It is built in the small ones you keep ignoring. It is built in how you speak when you are tired, how you act when no one is watching, how you handle the ordinary, repetitive, unnoticed parts of your day. And this is where most people fail. They want meaning, but they reject the process that creates it. They want purpose, but they overlook the responsibilities that form it. They want fulfillment, but refuse to engage with the present unless it feels significant. And so they drift from distraction to distraction, from ambition to frustration, always chasing something bigger, never becoming anything deeper. But the truth is simple. There is no big life without small acts done with care. There is no greatness without attention to the ordinary. There is no love without presence. To do small things with great love means to transform how you see your life. It means stopping measurement by how impressive your actions appear and starting to measure them by how intentional they are. Because love is not proven in grand gestures. It is revealed in consistency. Anyone can act with passion once. Anyone can rise to an occasion when the moment demands it. But very few can live with quiet discipline every single day. Very few can give their full attention to what seems insignificant. Yet this is where everything changes. When you approach small things with care, something shifts inside. You become present, focused, aware. Life stops feeling fragmented because you are no longer rushing to get somewhere else. You are living it, and the modern world cannot understand this. Everything around you is designed to pull you away from the present moment, to make you feel like what you have is not enough, to convince you that fulfillment is always elsewhere. But it is not. It is here, in the small decisions, in the quiet moments, the things you are tempted to ignore, the way you wake up, the way you work, the way you speak, the way you treat others. This is your life, not the future you imagine, not the recognition you hope for. This. If you cannot live this well, you will not live anything well. This is why this principle is so powerful. It removes every excuse. You do not need perfect conditions to live with purpose. You do not need a dramatic calling to begin. You do not need recognition to act with meaning. You only need one thing, intention. The decision to take what is in front of you and do it properly, with care, attention, and love. And this is where most people resist, because it sounds simple. Too simple. But simplicity is not ease. It is difficult to remain present when your mind is constantly seeking distraction. It is difficult to care about small things when you are conditioned to chase results. It is difficult to act with love when you feel tired, frustrated, unnoticed. But this is exactly why it matters. Because doing small things with great love is not about the task. It is about who you become through the task. It is about building a mind that does not depend on validation, a character that does not collapse when things feel insignificant, a discipline that remains even when motivation disappears.
If you only act when something feels important, you will live most of your life passively. But if you learn to act with intention in every moment, your entire life becomes meaningful. And this is where something deeper is revealed. This is not just practical, it is spiritual. Nothing is truly small when done with the right intention. Every action becomes an offering. Every moment becomes an opportunity. Every detail becomes a reflection of who you are. You no longer separate life into important and unimportant. You understand that everything is connected, that the way you live in the smallest moments shapes the person you become in the biggest ones. Integrity is built not in public, not in moments of recognition, but in silence, in repetition, in the unseen parts of life. And this is why most people never reach the depth they are searching for. They are unwilling to go through the process that creates it. They want results without discipline, meaning without responsibility, depth without consistency. But it does not work like that. You cannot skip the small things and expect a meaningful life. You cannot ignore the present and expect a better future. You cannot avoid effort and expect transformation. Everything begins here, with what is in front of you, right now. The question is simple. How are you going to approach it? Carelessly? Distracted? Waiting for something better? Or with intention, presence, and love? Because that choice, repeated daily, will define your life. Not the big moments, not the rare opportunities, but the small things, done again and again. Most people will never understand this. They will continue chasing what looks impressive while neglecting what actually matters. But you do not have to live like that. You can choose differently. You can begin where you are. Not tomorrow, not when conditions improve. Now. Take what is in front of you, no matter how small, and do it properly. Give it your full attention, your full effort, your full presence. Not because the task is important, but because you are becoming someone who treats everything with importance. And over time, something changes. Your life gains structure. Your mind gains clarity. Your actions gain meaning. Not because circumstances suddenly become extraordinary, but because you stopped living them in an ordinary way. So remember, you are not waiting for a meaningful life. You are building it. In the smallest actions, in the quietest moments, in the things no one sees. Do not underestimate them. Do not rush through them. Do not ignore them. Because in the end, your life is nothing more than a collection of small things, and how you do them will define everything.